What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Wardcast. Every Monday, we bring you the latest in video game news, talk about survival horror, machinima, and what's going on at the Ward. I'm one of your hosts, Shaun Clark. With me today is Jazz Rich. And Shayla Hill.
Hello!
Whoa. Hello! You can find the Wardcast at youtube.com/thewardproductions and on Google Play. Can we just talk for a moment about the new live-action Aladdin movie?
No. I didn't even know there was one.
Me neither.
Really?
Yeah.
So
is it like on Disney's Aladdin? Because that's not gonna work.
Yeah, no, it's Disney. It's like
Michael
they did.
Bay's Aladdin.
That would be amazing. No, it's just like they're doing The Lion King. They did Beauty and the Beast and so on. Will Smith is the genie.
Oh, come on.
And at first I thought, okay, whatever. He's gonna do the voice for a CG genie. Okay, whatever, fine. Nope, it's just Will Smith. He's not even blue.
Oh, weird.
He's just Will Smith.
Well, I don't think they can make him blue, so in his defense.
I'm pretty sure they have the technology to make him blue. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I guess I'd rather have them just do something completely different, though, at that point, than do Genie. I mean, granted, I think it was Dan Castellaneta that was the Genie when, like, in Robin Williams' stead. Like, whenever there was, like, the Aladdin cartoon and stuff. And he wasn't necessarily bad, because it's like, you can't get Robin Williams for, like, a crappy animated American Saturday morning cartoon show. And if it was Dan Castellaneta, like I remember, he's pretty awesome and didn't do that bad of a job. But I can also see why they wouldn't want to hire him for, like, a big budget Hollywood film. And you can't really have, like, the genie and not be Robin Williams. So I can see how they could just be like, we're just going to have to do something completely different.
But I think, honestly, they could have done anybody but Will Smith.
Why? Yeah, what is up with that lately? Like,
they should never cast Will Smith anywhere.
It's not good enough that he's taking over YouTube. He's got to take over all the roles in movies, too.
Yeah, that's weird. Why is, like, Will Smith...
like Johnny Depp.
Why do they have to change shit? The genie is iconic. Like, he needs to be a certain way. Otherwise, it's not the same character.
But you can't. It's not like Robin Williams is coming back, and he was kind of a big reason why that character was the way he was.
But this just is not the way to do it. It's just, it's weird. It's they're trying to do the same story. They're trying to do the same thing and keep everything the same, except for him. Why? If you're going to change shit, fucking change it, do your own thing, whatever, that's fine. But, like, why keep everything the same and then change, like, one of the main things? Like, it's just going to stand out. Because, everything else is the same.
If we're going to do that, can we also complain about the new Mary Poppins movie? You can't make the same movie with, like, the new generation and not have Julie Andrews. It's just, she is Mary Poppins.
I want to see it, but yeah, I love the original Mary Poppins.
I've never seen the original. So.
Fucking crazy nanny comes down from the sky and babysits these two kids, but this time it's Emily Blunt, so you're like, eh.
Oh, can we just... Okay, I actually am not a huge fan of the Disney live-action remakes anyway, unless they were going to choose to do their own thing in live-action and not just, like, recreate the cartoon in CG. I'm not really a big fan of that, or in live-action. Not a huge fan of that. But I'm also getting really fucking burnt out on all these fucking, like, let's do a sequel, but it's a reboot, or we'll call it a sequel, but it's basically just, like, recreating the first film.
Yeah.
Like, making an homage to the first film for all the people who haven't seen the first film. Like, they've been doing that for a long time, and I'm starting to get sick of it. It's just like, okay,
I mean, at this point, everything's either a remake or a sequel anyway, so, I mean, you can't really get away from it. And then also Disney's trying to copyright the phrase Hakuna Matata, and Africa's pretty pissed off about it. But yeah,
crap.
We'll leave it at that. Jazz, what's been going on this week? Are you ready for the Xmas?
Yeah, I'm pretty ready.
Great.
I guess. I mean, I didn't do most of my shopping, and by that I mean, like, I didn't do any of my shopping. I got my sister to shop for my mom, and then I got my mom to shop for my sister, and I just give them money.
Wow, you're the worst.
I bought a gift for Beth, but that was pretty much it.
Well, you still have one more day. You're fine.
Oh no, I'm not doing anything.
Oh wow.
I'm working tomorrow, and then I have this tradition that my friend Howie and I started like 10 years ago.
Where you buy nobody nothing?
Listen, I started that 30 years ago. No, it was so on Christmas Eve we watched Die Hard. We like do a marathon. When we started this, there were 3, and then there were 4, and then there were 5,
and then there was 25.
We have drinks with the movie, and
I would totally go to that.
I never make it past the second movie because I get drunk and I pass out, or I get tired and I fall asleep. Or last year I was up on the mountains with my family, and everybody was just like, "Are you watching Die Hard? Oh my god, I want to watch it with you." And then they keep talking, and I'm like, "Look, I know this movie left to right, top to bottom, but shut the fuck up. I'm watching a movie."
You're ruining it.
So this year, my friend Howie, who's in a different province now, he's down in Ottawa for the holidays. So I invited him over, and then Beth also likes Die Hard. So we're gonna do that tomorrow after work. It's exciting. I'm excited.
That's cool. I like that. The first one's kind of almost a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie.
Whoa, calm down. But yeah, that's cool. It's nice to see something different. Because most holiday movies are garbage anyway.
Oh, there's one that looks pretty good on Netflix, and my mom and my sister and I are gonna watch it on Christmas Day. It's called Christmas Chronicles.
Oh yeah, with Kurt Russell, right?
Yeah, as Santa. It looks
fucking weird.
It looks really funny though, and like the fact that Kurt Russell plays Santa. I watch him in this hockey movie that I watch over and over, and it just kills me. You know, like
it's just hard to wrap my head around Kurt Russell as Santa Claus.
I mean, they could have gotten a woman to play him, but
oh god, let's move on.
Kurt Russell has always been kind of a goofball, so I mean, him being in goofball roles kind of work.
I mean, kind of.
The man had a fight scene, a like badass fight scene with lipstick on his like lips. I mean,
that was a long time ago.
I'm just saying,
long time ago. But like he hasn't done movies like that. Like he hasn't been known for that for a long time. For the most part, he turned into like a dramatic actor, and he was really good. And like action and drama is what he did. So to see him do that for like, I don't even know, 2 decades or something, and then Santa Claus, it's weird. It's fucking weird.
I suppose, but I also remember him doing like a lot of rom-coms like back in the day too. So I don't know. I guess I've just always had it in my mind that he's like he's a serious badass, but also equally kind of goofy, and that's sort of what I like about him, is that he plays like just as many goofy roles. Lately, people are like going for the nostalgia of the like how badass he was, but he's always been kind of goofy too.
And that's part of it too, is like he did all those action and drama movies for so long, and then he just disappeared off the face of the planet for a long time, for I don't even know how long, and then he came back. What did he come back for? I think he came back for Guardians, but he might have done something before that.
That's obvious.
He was a miracle.
He's the real Santa Claus, don't you know?
Oh yeah, you betcha.
How about you, Shayla? What did your week look like?
Crap. I've been so busy with work.
Jesus.
Crap.
Right. But I'm looking.
Fucking
I got
Christmas.
I kind of celebrate my Christmas. I mean, I do. I have a small thing with my family, like my immediate family, and then my true Christmas is when I go to MagFest, because me and my friends do like exchange our presents there and like make a big deal, and it's super fun because it's MagFest, and even though MagFest isn't what it used to be, it's still fun, and there's still awesome amount of games there and stuff to do, and I love it. So that'll be my... And plus, usually they still have the convention center like all decked out in Christmas stuff with Christmas lights. I'm hoping they don't take them down right away. So the last couple of years they've still had them up, which is kind of nice.
Or lazy.
Yeah.
A little bit of both. That's kind of a weird thing, like going to a convention for Christmas.
It's because most of my friends are not in this state, and we always see each other at Fest.
Wow.
Always like
come to Canada
right after. So like
it's too cold.
Fuck you.
Well, I mean, it's like it would make no sense for us to all get together to like fly out of state for Christmas and then see each other like in a week. Cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's a smart way to do it, and kind of different.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's super fun.
That's why I don't visit you guys.
Wow. I thought it was because you hated us.
Jazz, you should come to MagFest. It'll be fun.
There's a lot of reasons for everything.
There's not just one reason. God.
I don't hate you guys. I just figured all of you in the States could visit 2 people in Canada, or 2 people in Canada can go visit all the people in the States. Balances out that way. You guys should come here. It's better.
Actually, I'm getting a thing on my license so that I can just drive across the border. So I'm thinking about just like flying to like New York, upstate New York, and just driving up there.
Oh, okay. I was like,
because it'd be a lot cheaper to get the thing on my license so I can just drive across the border than to like pay the 200 something bucks for the passport. Which
it was the way you said that. Like, I can get this thing on my license so I could drive across the border. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna fly. I was like, what? And then you're like,
turn my
to New
license
York
into a magic carpet, and I can just like fly over.
I'm just gonna take my car and fly over to you.
Yeah.
Chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang.
Yeah.
Now that I updated my license, I can fly my car. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
It's like throwing your fucking license out the window. Hi, cops.
Put my license in this like special slot in my car, and it activates like a stealth mode, and then I can just like drive.
That would be amazing.
Her fucking shitty Toyota Corolla. Like, this thing is more than meets the eye. Is it a transformer? No, it just flies.
No, and you ruined it. God.
It goes to Canada, that's all.
It has a Canada button.
Yeah, like a big maple leaf button. How was your week, Shaun?
It was okay. I watched Venom, and it was about what I expected. Not terrible,
Garbage.
not great.
Oh.
Except for the post-credit scene. That was terrible. Truly fucking awful.
Oh, the carnage
yes.
thing?
Ugh. That's a spoiler, by the way. Good job.
Oh,
Spoiler alert. But, yeah, that was that kind of pissed me off. But other than that, I thought it was entertaining. But the Blu-ray had some like sneak peek stuff for Enter the Spider-Verse, and now I really want to go see that.
Oh my god, it's so good!
Or Into the Spider-Verse, whatever the fuck it's called. That Spider-Man
My favorite
movie.
part is when his friend dies.
I'm going to see it again tonight. It's so
I haven't
good.
seen it.
Oh my
I still
god,
feel like the animation's kind of weird, but it's cool. It's different.
I'll give you this. I was a little put off in the very beginning because they were doing this kind of like weird blur effect with sort of dots, and it kind of looked like when things were out of focus, it kind of looked like we watch it like when you watch a 3D movie without 3D glasses on. It kind of, and I was like, I kind of hope it's not going to do this the whole movie. But then it like literally stopped doing that after like 15 minutes, or my eyes adjusted, but it stopped bothering me after like the first 15 minutes. So
yeah, you probably just got used to it. That's kind of weird, but I mean, like I said, it's different, it's interesting. So yeah, I want to see it. I'll probably go see that at some point. Well,
I'm not sure if
I'll
it was
plan to go see it, but I won't actually go see it. I'll just buy it when the Blu-ray comes out. So
I'm not sure. You should go see it. It's really good. It's really,
I do
really
want
good.
to, but I know myself, and I want to see it, and I'm going to plan to go see it, and it's just not going to happen. And then before I know it, hey, Blu-ray. That's what happened with Venom. I wanted to go see that in the theater, but it just never happened.
Yeah.
But other than that, I unfortunately picked up a PlayStation Classic. As you're all aware, it's hot garbage, and I know this too. But I just wanted it for the collection and maybe just to kind of mess around with it a bit. But yeah, it's already been going on sale because it just isn't selling, and it appears that Sony made a shit ton of these things, like they're everywhere. So yeah, so they're already going on sale. But at least I did get mine for $25 off. So I mean,
yeah, that was kind of a twist because last podcast you literally talked me out of like getting one, and then you're like, so I bought one.
Like I know better, and I'm glad that I dissuaded you, but like I just want it for my collection. Like, it's a cool thing, and even though there is a ton of them and they're everywhere right now, like eventually they'll probably disappear, and it'll be like a neat little collector's item to have. That's really why I want it.
Let's be honest, you looked in your wallet and you were like, ew, what's this green stuff? I need to get rid of it.
No, I don't really carry
Gross.
cash. I use credit.
I'm just
cash. I was like,
no,
what the fuck is in his wallet that's green?
It's like, oh, I have money, I need to get rid of it.
I could take credit for that joke, but Dwayne and Utani, I used to work with at GameStop, used to say that to me all the time because like they knew me as the girl that would buy like every collector's edition and every weird game and everything that came out. Like, oh, Shayla, it's a collector's edition. You know you want to buy it. Like, oh, you want to buy it.
It's like a weird game that nobody knows about, and there's a collector's edition. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Like, they were like teasing me because we got in these babysitting mama collector's
Oh
editions.
God, you bought that one that had the actual baby fucking thing?
And I didn't. Funny story about that.
That's a bridge too far. Okay, there's limits.
So we had it, and they were basically clearanced out to like $2, and they were like, Shayla, you know you want it, and I was like, no, I don't want that stupid fucking baby, and they're like, but it's only $2. Come on, Shayla, you know you want to waste your money on it.
Honestly, like, no, if it was $2, I'd probably buy it too.
Well, that was what was upset me as I waited till they leave, and I was like, I'm gonna buy the baby. It was only $2, and I was like, come on, this is the most ridiculous collector's edition ever. I can't not have this. Yeah. Like, why do you have this? At least
it's like it's a conversation piece. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I might return it, but I'll probably not. We'll see. But god damn it, Sony, why do you do dumb shit? This thing could have been great, and now it's fucking garbage, and I have it.
Well, at least they got into the Spider-Verse right.
Yeah, I guess they can't. I guess they can't win everything, but they shouldn't have fucked this up. So whatever. So yeah, I picked up a bunch of games from Walmart that were on clearance. I got Drive Club VR for $8. I got Dark Souls 3 for $11.
Oh, we have to play that.
Yes, for sure. I haven't played any of them, so it'll be great. I got Minecraft Story Mode Complete for $11. I got Last Guardian for $11.
Oh, no.
And I got a few others. So yeah, go check out Walmart for some awesome game deals as soon as possible. Well, after the podcast. Don't leave the podcast to go shopping. The games will be there afterwards. It's fine. But after that, go check it out.
Did you just say you paid $11 for Minecraft Story Mode?
Yes.
Isn't that the thing that's on Netflix?
Yeah, but you can't play it. It's like an edited version. Broken. And it's broken. You complained about it.
I know, it's garbage, but why would you pay money for the garbage?
Because the garbage that I bought will work. So it's...
I was on your team.
It's less garbage.
It's still garbage.
And we just talked about this. It's on sale. I had to buy it. We have a problem. Collectors have problems, okay? It's fine.
Yeah, you do.
It's fine.
You do. Collecting problems.
Ooh.
You shut your mouth.
Wow. Okay, bye.
Okay, let's talk a bit about what we've been playing. Shayla, you want to start us off?
What are we talking about?
What we're playing. What have you been playing?
I don't know why. Why do you even ask me this? Because you know
what I always hope that it'll be Monster Hunter and something else.
Can I butt in for her for a sec? Wow. I almost got her to play Ark with me yesterday. She even installed the update and everything, but somehow it never happened. I don't know, we were supposed to, and then I guess I didn't remind you.
I have been playing a little more of Bang Dream.
Of what?
Which is,
did you say Bang Dream?
That's what I heard. What the fuck?
Yeah, it is called Bang Dream. It's a very, very weird name for what it is, but it's a...
I guess that's better than Dream Bang.
Just
right. It's worse once you find out what it's actually about or what it is.
I'm pretty sure if it's what it sounds like.
It's not. It's actually really sweet and wholesome, but
it's nothing about what it sounds like. You just fuck a bunch of people.
Yeah. I think the Bang is because it's like band girls, and they shortened it to Bang, because it's like girls in bands, and we play.
Don't you try to make that make sense. That makes no sense.
It's super cute, and it's really cool, and it has like lots of really cool. Like,
is this a shitty phone game?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah. You should actually. It's actually really good though. Like, it has really cool anime. Like the girls that sing, the voice actresses that sing, they actually sing, and they They do like a lot of really cool anime covers and stuff, but like they're all original versions because like they're covers, and they have some really cool they have really cool music on there. They even like do a cover of Cruel Angel Thesis. It's really good.
So now is that a game where you write a thesis?
No,
or is it like the sister, something stupid like that?
No, it's actually just like really cool. It's just girls that like want to be in bands, and they all have like different styles. Like some of them are like the more like technical kind of like they're all about like being really good at their instruments and being really skilled and showing off their musical skills and stuff. And then there's other girls that are more about like just being like singing happy songs and making people like happy and getting them pumped and like there's
pumped.
The garage.
Getting them pumped. And then there's the girls that want the dreamy bang.
No, none of them want to be banged. None of them.
You just want to get pumped.
They don't want to get banged. They want to get pumped.
Oh.
Shayla's like, I'm never playing it yet.
It's like, then I'll just call it like, well, people call it like Bandori, I think, for short, or something like that. But or even just call it like girls band party then. But it technically is called Bang Dream.
Shayla?
What?
I'm disappointed.
Stick to Monster
Hunter.
Stick to Monster Hunter.
I thought you liked rhythm games.
No, I do, but that's garbage. But I challenge you going forward to play a new game every week. Just one. You don't have to finish it. Just throw a disc in there.
You
play
guys
it for 10 minutes.
I have more games than if you two took your collections and combined them.
You don't.
Like, I believe that. All of my fucking things fit on one shelf.
That's
I play digital.
That's the opposite of an excuse. That is a reason for you to do this.
I'm saying I've played all types of games. I just really like Monster Hunter.
I like all types of games too, but like, fuck.
I'll take
this is the problem with games as a service, and now we're going to stop talking about this because it's going to turn into the podcast. But you can play your shitty games as a service for the rest of your life. Yes, it is. Shut up. And just while you're playing that game, you can play a new game alongside of it. It'll be great. It's the best of both worlds.
Everybody get along.
I love Monster Hunter, and I'm not going to stop playing it.
I just told you that it's okay to keep playing that. Just play something with it, something else.
I did.
For the love of God.
I played some.
I have a news article later that I think I'm going to change all the names to Shayla and the other thing to Monster Hunter, and it'll still come out the same.
Fine, I'll play something else for a little bit. But I literally have been so busy with work, I haven't had much time for myself to play games at all. So the little time I've had to play, I play Monster Hunter. And the only reason I play I love my cell phone games, but
gross.
They're nice because like when I'm like, riding home in the car for 20 minutes, I can play my rhythm games,
while I'm
just
driving.
Yeah.
No, I'm riding. I'm not. Don't drive him.
Just spend like an hour playing something new once a week, and who knows? Maybe you'll find something that will get your attention, and you'll actually play more than that.
Not as much as Monster Hunter, but that's okay.
God damn it! How about you, Jazz? What you been playing?
I've been playing Sometimes Always Monsters or Always Sometimes Monsters.
Yeah, I think I always say it wrong.
Sometimes Always.
Something about monsters.
Yeah.
Monsters always do something. I don't know.
There's no monsters in that game.
That's a spoiler.
Actually, I'm the monster.
Yeah, you are a monster.
Like everything you said you've done in the last podcast that you mentioned your gameplay of that game, I think I've topped it with being the worst person. I won't go into detail because I did so much, and I've already told you about it.
Well, I was trying to play good. Like I was trying to be a good person. You're just trying to be an asshole.
No, I'm just being me.
That's what I said.
Like literally stealing toys from little kids and fucking drugging them all so I could get out of work early. Great.
Wow.
I won't get into details with all the things I did, but the last thing I did today before I stopped playing was stare at this kid drowning in the water and just walk away. Okay, I'm going on a bus. Bye.
Oh my god.
I played Ark, and so me and Jill have this server that we play on. And the last time we played, we were on an adventure on a raft. And then we basically got killed by mammoths and T-Rexes and saber-tooths because we explored, we left the island and explored. So when I came back, Jill's body was just sleeping on the raft, and as soon as I drove off, she fell in the ocean. So I was like, fuck. So I jumped in after her, dragged her to shore.
Wait. Her body was sleeping?
No, it's when you're
Is that another way of saying she's dead?
When your friends join your server and then when they're not online, they're just sleeping. But apparently you can't put them.
It's okay, officer. She's still alive. Her body is just sleeping. It's fine.
I swear she's just sleeping. You can't leave them on the raft and drive around because they just like their physics go through, which is really annoying.
Nice.
So she fell in and all these fucking sharks showed up. So I saved her, put her on shore, fought these T-Rexes, left her there, and then went on my own adventure. So she's still there. She has nothing on her. She has no clothes. She has no items.
You just left her there. You don't know that she's still there. Maybe she's dead.
No, she is. I passed by with my pterodactyl and made sure she was still alive and naked on the beach.
Wow.
And then I flew up to a volcano and my pterodactyl ditched me there. As Shayla, I was raging about it.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Now I'm stuck on the edge of a volcano and I can't get down.
Yeah, she's literally stuck. Like, she either has to jump off a cliff or go into
jump in the lava.
Yeah.
Which is great. And
all to make sure that her friend was still alive. Now she's going to die.
Yeah, you know what? And then I was like, I had this big plan. Like, Jill can come back and save me, but no, because as soon as she spawns, she's gonna get tethered into the volcano. Then I'll have no choice but to push her in. It's such a. It's worse than like Always Sometimes Monsters. It's just like there's more decisions and stress with dinosaurs.
Dinosaur stress simulator.
And I think that's all I've been playing because I know I keep starting games and not finishing them, but I've been busy.
Hey, at least you're starting games.
I'm starting them.
Ouch. You know, I started a new game, but apparently it gets ragged on.
Cell phone mobile garbage games don't count.
Oh my God.
You know, shitty fucking free-to-play mobile games started the problem that we're in today with premium full-priced games becoming the same fucking free-to-play garbage. So no. I say no.
No. Man, they put those idle games. They put a lot into those.
Cool. Just lets it wash right off.
I've actually gone to like concerts with the voice, like where the voice actors put on concerts as their characters, and it's really cool. Idols are awesome. Love them.
I've been playing real games. Well, wait. Fuck. I fucked up. I started this wrong because I was going to say I've been playing Street Fighter V, and that is not a real game. That is a garbage, broken, free-to-play, wannabe piece of shit. But that's what I've been playing. And I D-ranked 2 more tiers again. So I fucking hate that game, but I've been playing it. Why do I play it? Who knows?
Stop.
Will I stop? Probably not.
I challenge you to stop playing Street Fighters if Shayla has to stop playing Monster Hunter.
Yeah!
You both have to go a week without
That's not fair because...
Oh, fuck no. That's not happening.
I'm almost... Yeah, she's never going to agree to that anyway, but... Like, I'm so close. I have all the trophies. I need 2 damn trophies. I've come too far. I have to see this through. But anyway, so they updated the game. They nerfed Laura, who is my main fighter. And, like, Laura's a hard character to play as it is. She has a weak, slow fireball, no wake-up attacks, and, like, very little combos. And, like, they fucking made her weaker. And they took away one of the few combos that she even had. So now I'm fucked. So I've had to learn a new character, so I started playing Cammy. I figured if I have to learn somebody new, it may as well be the character with the gel costume. So I guess it gives me a reason to play her, but what the fuck? Why? Why would you fucking nerf? Like, you have characters like Zangief who are way fucking overpowered. If Zangief grabs you like 4 times, you die. It's bullshit. And he has like all these invincible moves, and like there's characters that are way overpowered that need nerfs, and then you have characters that are like take skill to fucking learn because they're already underpowered, and you're gonna fucking nerf them.
Sounds like it's a crappy game, and you should stop playing.
Capcom in the ass.
Johnny Cage.
Actually, other than Street Fighter, I think Capcom's been doing pretty good lately, but you know.
That's fair, but
Hunter.
they're still fucking up with Street Fighter, so... See, like, they have an opportunity to get in our better graces, or whatever the fuck, however you want to phrase it, because, like, they're doing well with Resident Evil, they're taking that in the right direction. They did a great job with Monster Hunter, even though it's ruined your life. They brought Mega Man back, even, and, like...
Just kidding.
They have the potential to easily fix Street Fighter by just fucking unlocking everything and taking away the ads, and they could turn this whole thing around, but they're not going to. It's like
I wouldn't play that if it wasn't a fight.
It's like they're like, oh well, we're doing good at everything else, so we're just going to be assholes in this one thing. It'll be fine. It's like all of our other properties are doing great, so let's just ruin Street Fighter. That'll be fine. Yeah. So also, I finally played the Call of Duty World War II campaign, and I beat it, and it was pretty legit. Graphics are really amazing. It actually had a compelling story.
You get caught up in it, like it feels like you're in a movie.
And it even had some characters that you'll remember for more than 30 seconds. No more, oh no, somebody important died, but I don't know who it is because it's generic soldier guy, oh no.
Yeah, my best friend died in Germany. What was his name?
Like, I swear they're playing the other campaigns, like somebody, you can tell it's somebody important just died, but I don't even know their name. Like, I don't care. But at least in this one, the characters, like, they were actually interesting and like, you actually cared to remember their names, and when they were doing shit, it actually meant something. So that was cool.
Yeah. That reminds me of how when I was super into the first Modern Warfare, and I did play mostly multiplayer, but I did actually play through the campaign, and I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed like a lot of parts of that game, of the campaign, and I remember when Modern Warfare 2 came out, they were like making a big deal, like, soap returns. I'm like, there was characters in that?
Exactly. Exactly.
I played that game a lot, and I don't know who the fuck that is.
So yeah, it's good to see they actually put in a little bit of effort this time in the characters. But yeah, I played through on veteran, so that was kind of a pain in the ass. And I'll have to go through it a second time to get the trophies I missed. And it's going to be really annoying too, because the only bad thing is you can't skip the cutscenes, and some of the cutscenes are really long, so barf. But it was good. I was pleasantly surprised by the quality of the campaign. And what's really fucked up too is, like, this was probably one of the best story modes that they've had. And then what do? Stop doing campaigns. Great. Good job.
The campaign was the only reason I bought this game to begin with.
Well, at least it was worth it. Like, it's definitely worth going through the campaign, so you didn't throw away your money.
And on hardest difficulty. It's so fucking hard.
Yeah, veteran. That's what I did.
Wow, okay, whatever.
And it's funny too, because like it's kind of easier on veteran than like the other Call of Duty games, but since it's a little bit different in this one, where you have like a life bar, like you have to get like med packs to heal yourself. It's not like you have an overshield that continues to regenerate. Like all the other Call of Duty games had that until this one. So like the difficulty's not as hard, but since like you don't regain your health all the time, I guess it kind of balances out a little bit. But it was kind of nice some of those campaigns on the hardest difficulty in the past were so fucking annoying. Like, it was so bad that I wish I had recorded it, because like it's literally fucking raining grenades. Like every 2 seconds, fucking 2 grenades drop on your head and you have to fucking throw it back or you die. And enemies just constantly spawn forever until you push forward enough to hit a checkpoint. And you die in like 2 hits. And there's fucking enemies everywhere. It was insane.
Wow.
So yeah, it's nice to not have to deal with that shit again.
Yeah.
And last but not least, I played and beat Bendy and the Ink Machine. And man, oh man, was that not what I expected at all. I thought it was going to be like a third person, you play as this happy-go-lucky cartoon character and everything went to shit because reasons and horror and stuff, and like shenanigans ensue. But in reality, it's a first-person game, and you play as like Dude Man in Reality World, who's like a cartoon artist. But like his partner ran the company into the ground, so they're both forced to like move on with their lives, and their business goes down the shitter. And then one day his partner invites him back to the workshop, where he finds out that like the cartoon characters that they created have been like mutated into like monster forms and brought into reality for some reason. Like, I don't want to go too much into the story because it's pretty interesting, but that is not what I expected. Like, I thought it was going to be kind of Cuphead-ish, and it was not. So it was very, very weird, but it's good. I liked it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all that I played. But I played some games, so that's good. Unlike
games,
some people,
plural.
multiple games.
Wow. I played Monster Hunter. That's a game.
No, it's an addiction.
It's a game.
Street Fighter's an addiction too, I guess.
Yeah, you guys are.
But like I said, I played my game every week that ruins my life, and then I play other games alongside it so that I don't go insane. It's great.
Well, I do too, but apparently my other
cell phone games don't count. Real games.
That's biased.
How is that biased?
Because it's not like cell phone games aren't games. I'm not like. I could see if I was like, yeah, I'm playing Flappy Bird, but like.
You know what Flappy Bird is? It's a mobile game.
What's really shitty is that these are really cool rhythm games where they're constantly making new songs and new music for. And I honestly think, especially as much as you like rhythm games, that you would probably like some of these games. You're just being stubborn because it's a cell phone game.
All cell phone games are garbage. Like, I even played that Super Puzzle Fighter, whatever. Like, they had some version of Super Puzzle Fighter for, like, mobile. And same thing. Like, I gave that a chance because I liked Super Puzzle Fighter and it was awesome to see it come back. But it was ruined by fucking microtransactions and things that you have to wait hours or days to fucking respawn before you can play a mode or do a thing. And I hate that. So, like, even if you have a good game, it's still ruined because it's mobile.
I will admit, I do have some cell phone games too. I just like you're on a 15-minute break at work and you can't do much of anything, so you just sit in the car, pull out the phone, and play like this game just to kill time. Well, like mine are Tomb Raider, so it's not really it's a cell phone game, but it's not. But like, I get the point of them. I used to hate the fact that like a cell phone it's not even a phone anymore. It's just like a mini computer. But again, like I like having the option of being able to, get a free game, ignore all the fucking ads just for the duration of wanting to kill time.
Remember that one cell phone I had, Shaun, that actually was like a Sony one, and it flipped open and it actually had like PlayStation controls and had Crash Bandicoot.
Oh yeah.
That thing was awesome.
See, that was cool. That was a really cool idea, but it
that was a cell phone.
It kind of was. It was made by Sony and it was PlayStation branded and it had real games, so kind of.
And it actually had like a controller instead of those.
Yeah, and it had like real fucking games. They weren't free to play garbage. Anyway, it's fine. You should play more games, that's all I'm saying.
All right.
Let's see what's going on in the news. So Fortnite may or may not be stealing dances and profiting off of them. So this has been an ongoing and evolving story. It starts off with 2Milli, whoever the fuck that is, claiming that Epic stole his dance move, the Milli Walk, and renamed it to Wipe It. 2Milli has since filed a lawsuit against Epic. But, so the U.S. Copyright Act does cover choreographic works, but it's very specific. It says that Go ahead.
There's actually a really interesting video about this made by one of the guys who also got his dance ripped off. His name is Nathan Barnett. He is popular for a character called Keith Abacary, and he actually had one of his dances stole too, because he does a lot of dance videos and stuff where he goes out in public and like dances, and like he'll do it like as a character. Like he has a really cool GTA dance video where he goes out as like the main character of GTA and like dances around the city and stuff. And he was the one who he created a dance called the No Bones dance, and it's in Fortnite. And he talks about that most of these people that are trying to get these lawsuits probably aren't going to get approved. They'll probably just settle out of court because, like you were saying with the choreography thing, most of these dances cannot be copyrighted. You basically they have to be a certain length, and they have to tell a story. So, like, basically a 5-second dance move isn't going to be copyrighted, so they're probably going to lose. Or the company will settle, so they'll shut up. They're probably just going to offer them settlement. But it is really shitty because, like he was saying, most people aren't going to, like, with a lot of these dances they stole them from people who are, like, Viners, or some of them are even, like, just local, like, city dancers and stuff who might not even like know about the Fortnite stuff. And It's so dumb because all they had to do was just credit these people and give them a little bit of recognition. And I'm sure they probably wouldn't even it's like, why was it so bad to credit them? You know?
Yeah, I mean, let me get through this and then we'll talk about it a little bit. But so the way that the copyright is written, like the actual rules, they say that the composition and arrangement of a related series of dance movements and patterns organized into a coherent whole is basically what constitutes a dance that you could copyright. So basically it just has to be a complete dance routine rather than a few basic movements, which is kind of what you said. So like if you have a dance where it's just like you're doing like two fucking things repeatedly back and forth, or just like a couple of motions and you just repeat that over and over again, that's not a dance. It's like a jig. It's like, yeah, it's a little fucking thing you do. So something like that can't be copywritten. And that's exactly what this Milky Walk shit, or what this Millie Walk is. So, but regardless of the outcome, the filing of that lawsuit has resulted in Epic removing the dance, which is kind of dumb, but I get why they did it. And so the law firm that's representing 2 Milli also stated this quote. He said, quote, "There is a fundamental inequity of large successful companies brazenly appropriating and profiting from the culture and creativity of African American artists without offering them any payment or other consideration whatsoever." And to that I say, what a crock of shit. Right? I promise you, Epic is not exclusively targeting the dance routines of the African American demographic. Let's all take a step back and calm the fuck down for 5 seconds, because like kind of like you said, I understand, sure, Epic should have reached out to whoever moves they took, right? Wherever they got those from, they should have given them credit, but they can't copyright these things, and this is a big company. And if they don't have to legally do something like that, they're not going to, right? Time is money for them. It makes sense. Nobody owns these things. They can't copyright these things. The people that did them originally can't make money off of it anyway. So what's the fucking problem? Like, why are people freaking out about it? If you made a legitimate dance and you copyrighted it and they took that, that's one thing. That's 100% you have the right to go after Epic because they stole something that you made that took time and effort, and you got it copywritten. You own the rights. So even if you did have a full routine that falls under the appropriate copyright law and you didn't copyright it, you're still shit out of luck because you didn't copyright it and they took it before you got that copyright. So you're fucked.
Well, and one of the dancers that they stole from was Keith Abicary. He's not black. I think they were just stealing.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is. I didn't even hear about this. There's actually still more to this story about other people that got their shit stolen. Yeah. So like the following week after that, Alfonso Ribeiro, better known as Carlton from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he also filed a lawsuit against Epic claiming that they've stolen his Carlton dance and renamed it The Fresh. So, I mean, they knew what they were doing. And they know that they have the right to do it. Yeah, because what really bothers me, though, is during the court filings, Alfonso's lawyer stated, quote, 27 years later, the dance remains distinctive, immediately recognizable, and inexorably linked to Ribeiro's identity, celebrity, and likeness. Epic has consistently sought to exploit African-American talent, in particular in Fortnite, by copying their dances and movements and selling them through emotes, end quote. Didn't we hear damn near that same statement from 2 Milli's attorney?
It's probably the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually. I did some digging, and guess the fuck what? It's the same damn guy representing both parties.
Oh, wow.
Surprise, fucking surprise. But this isn't even the end of the story. So, a few days after that, 16-year-old Russell Horning, known as the Backpack Kid, also filed a lawsuit against Epic for stealing his dance, The Floss. And that one, they didn't even change the title of it. They just called it The Floss. It's ridiculous. Like, everybody's starting to jump on board with this and go after Epic for stealing these dance moves. But like we talked about, these are not things that you can own. Like, it's a dance.
Yeah, and that's what upsets me the most.
It's not even a dance.
I feel like at this point, it's almost like the lawyers are taking advantage of the victim because they're creating this narrative that's about black people, even though Nathan Barnett is white. His dance is called the No Bones dance, and they put it down as boneless.
Yeah, so the kid too, the Russell Horning, like he's a white kid too.
So
but
I
still, Just the fact that they're going after that angle.
Yeah, but here's the thing: those lawyers for these court cases, they're gonna get paid for them.
Well, yeah, they're gonna get shit tons of money from Epic. Are you kidding me?
They're probably gonna get a settlement, but it's like it just kind of seems like the lawyers, if he's the one representing all these people, it's kind of shitty. Like it seems like they're just out to get some, like they probably could have created some attention and clout on the internet without the help of a lawyer, but now a lawyer's involved and he's going to get paid too. And it's like, they probably could have gotten that kind of attention just from the media and pressured Epic into paying these people out in a settlement without having to get some shady lawyer involved who's going to collect a whole bunch of popularity and cash from this situation. And he's trying to act like Epic's the one who's the only one like taking advantage of these people. Like, give me a fucking break.
Yeah, there's been other companies and games that have done the exact same thing. I think some of the sports games, like League of Legends, I think one of the NBA games, and probably some of the football games, they have dance moves. I guarantee that they pulled those from somewhere and nobody fucking said shit. But now that Epic's involved in this and everybody knows who Epic is and what Fortnite is and that they're making all this money, they're a target, and people are just looking for opportunities to get a piece of that pie, and it's fucked up.
I'm going to steal this from his video, but one of the important points he has to make and people have to keep in mind is even the Macarena couldn't be copyrighted.
Yeah, so that is like a well-known dance routine, and that actually has the makings of qualifying for what an actual copyright needs to be.
Exactly, and the electric slide couldn't be copyrighted either, which means these
they're fucked.
They're going to get something aren't going to get anything, and this lawyer should know that.
And what's really funny too is like you said, if they would have settled, if it had just been that one guy, the Millie guy or the guy that you mentioned, if one of them did it, they would have quietly just settled. But now that you've got 3 people publicly attacking Epic, and other people are probably going to jump on board, now they're going to fight it, and they're going to win.
It's extra stupid too because like, not to say that it's okay that they did it to Carlton, because it's not, but like with the whole Carlton thing, when people, even regardless of what you call it, even when people see that dance and go, oh shit, that's Carlton. But like a lot of these other dances, like the No Bones dance or the Backpack Kid dance or the other ones I've heard of, like people, all they had to do is give them a nod or a shout out, because people are going to see these dances and not think that they're from these other people because they're smaller than that.
And that would have been nice, but they're not obligated to do that. You know, it's just Epic knows that they don't own that shit, so they don't really need to do anything about it. And like I would have more sympathy for, especially like, I think if anybody has any kind of grounds, it would be the Carlton guy, but even him, he doesn't. And he, like, after all this went public and he said that he's filing the lawsuit and all this shit, after that fact, he said that he was going to try to get the copyright on the dance. So, like, he publicly announced he didn't have the copyright, and Fortnite's already used it. So it's too late for him.
Isn't anything that he did with that show that then belonged to the people who made the show? I mean, usually you lose all rights to, like, if you do something like on a major television, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I don't
think if anybody owned the rights, it would be whoever produced that show.
Fresh Prince, yeah.
And they don't. So that's telling right there.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to get anything. It's kind of sad, really.
Yeah.
If anything, it's nice.
It's not even sad. It's sad that they're trying to make a big deal out of this, that they're trying to get money from Epic. Like, I get that it's tempting because Epic has all that money and shit, and you're kind of touched by it because they're using something that's affiliated with you, so you're like, oh, well, I should get some money too, but it doesn't fucking work that way. You think these people would do a little bit of research, get with a lawyer, look up the law, look into copyright. You know, before they go public and they start saying all this stupid shit and, we're going to go after Epic, you know, you should probably get your ducks in a row before you do some stupid shit like that.
It's also shitty because every time they consult with a lawyer or anytime they're doing any things, they're paying out.
Exactly. They're going to lose money for doing this, and that's what they get for being fucking stupid. It's dumb.
But, I mean, it's also like a lot of people are kind of like, oh, yeah, you should. I mean, there are a lot of people in their corner, so I think if anything, it falls on the lawyer not having responsibility by saying, like, hey, I don't know that anything's going to come of this, like telling them that, like, you know, they're better off like going to Twitter or the internet and creating a like social movement than like going through a lawyer, in my opinion, who's just gonna take them for their money.
Do you have any feelings about this, Jazz?
Fortnite is stupid.
Fortnite is stupid. I haven't played it.
Yeah, and some Brendan.
So, feelings. After I also read that article, I went on YouTube and looked up the actual Carlton dance, and he does like 2 moves that are like a second each, and they're not even like original. He's just like, I've seen those dances, and like it's like super Sinatra dancing or Elvis.
Yeah, he even publicly
it's like
stated.
a ripoff of Elvis.
Yeah, like he publicly stated. I can't remember the 2 people, but he took basically 2 existing dance moves and put them together to make that. So
and it wouldn't
doesn't
be him
he owe
that has
them
the right to
royalties too? Like he fucking stole that shit first.
Wouldn't that belong to the show though, not him?
Well, yeah, that's what we were saying. If anything, the show would own the rights to that, and they don't.
And I'm pretty sure I've seen that dance in other games. And like, if you look, for example, like the Napoleon Dynamite, his whole fucking dance sequence is given to one of the players or one of the characters in League of Legends, and there's never been any controversy for that. And that's like that's a movie that's like a not indie, but like
that's actually choreography that he did.
Yeah, it's like a movie made from like one person. Like it's a small movie. It was.
I'm telling you, it's that epic money that's getting people to come out of the woodwork and say something. They didn't go after League of Legends because there's no money there.
I don't know. People are fucking dumb. At least League of Legends didn't make you pay for the dance though.
Yeah, that's true. That's
League
a
of
good
Legends
point.
is like all free except for skins, and I like that.
But it's different too because Fortnite's free to play.
So is League of Legends.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Remember, I went to EB Games and asked for a physical copy, and the guy got mad.
It sucks.
I mean, I can kind of see, since they do charge for the emote, like, I didn't know that, but if they do actually charge for you to be able to do that, like, dance, I guess I could kind of see where it's like, well, you're directly profiting off of that dance, so, like, would it have been so bad to, like... But, I mean, at the same time, it's like, that money, they're probably charging for it because somebody... I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I put on socks in the morning, so if they do that in video games, do I have the right to sue? Because I put on socks before the game came out.
See, I'm willing to bet, too, that Epic looked into the copyright information on those dance moves and found nothing. And I wouldn't be surprised that if it's possible to copyright that stuff, that they did it at the time when they were fucking creating that content. Because, you know, they had to have done some kind of research.
Yeah.
So if there's a copyright out there, I'm sure Epic has it. And if they don't have it, you can't get it.
I mean, even just down to the part of, like, it kind of could even just fall into fair use in the sense that, I mean, someone had to program, like, to recreate that dance and create an animation for the, like, character and program that,
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's why they can charge for it. They paid people to make that into a thing where the people that, quote-unquote, created those little tiny dances... you know, took 2 seconds to ad-lib them or whatever and just come up with something goofy. It didn't cost them time and energy and money to come up with that shit. If they even came up with it, which they
My only other argument with it is that if they knew that they couldn't be sued for it and that they knew that they were legally allowed to use those dances, then why couldn't they just credit where they got the dance from? Unless it was just a matter of it is kind of hard for them to tell who did it first. I mean, they don't. That would be a lot more research into looking to who even did that first, because there's even arguments in the sense of like with Keep Apicary, where like there's this MMA fighter who kind of warmed up similarly, where he like sort of like flails his arms around in a way that's sort of similar to the no bones dance. So people are like, no, he did it first, and it's like, so there is even that argument of like with a dance move, it's like, I guess maybe they didn't credit it because of that, because it's like, well, what if they credited, like, say, this backpack kid or, like, so-and-so, and then it turns out they weren't even the first one to do the dance. So that could also be part of why
they could even just be the first people to acknowledge that they did that. You know? They could have even purposely stolen that dance, like, and you just don't know.
Even,
that's why copyright is so important, because, like, the only way you're going to know who owns it is the person that has the copyright.
because when you even think of an example of, like, say, the street dancers, well, who's to say that those street dancers did that? I mean, a lot of them are going to all dance together, so they might, you know, pick up their own moves. So, like, the one that got popular for having that dance uploaded might not necessarily be their dance. That's just a dance that's popular in street dancing, and people associate it with the one person whose video got popular doing it, kind of thing. So I guess, yeah, it's just stupid. Fortnite fucking
Fortnite causing all kinds of problems. So let's move away from Fortnite and this bullshit fucking situation. Let's move into another bullshit situation. So Capcom responds to the Street Fighter V in-game advertisement program. So as you know, Capcom recently added in-game ads that promote the Capcom Pro Tour and in-game microtransactions for Street Fighter V. The ads display on the fighters, in the loading screens, and in the arenas. These ads can be turned off, but they are turned on by default, so you have to actually go in and turn them off. A lot of people don't even know that you can do that. But if you do keep the ads on, you earn that extra fight money, but not enough to be appealing whatsoever. Street Fighter V is, I mean, it's already a microtransaction hell and a total mess before this whole situation. But needless to say, people are pretty pissed off about this. And in the age of the internet, if enough people complain, companies have to respond, and Capcom responded. So Street Fighter executive producer Yoshinori Ono tweeted the following statement, quote, "We value and thank our community for providing feedback on the new sponsored content feature added to Street Fighter V Arcade Edition this week. We will continue collecting everyone's feedback to consider how we can improve this new feature for players in the future," end quote. So basically, it's not going anywhere. They're going to keep the program in place. They're going to listen to feedback from players that are in the community and go from there. So, I mean, I'm not really surprised, to be honest. I mean, Capcom's a big enough company that they don't really need to back down, and it's not, especially since you can turn it off, it's not really hurting anything. But I think it's going to become an issue if they start branching out into other companies and, like, say they have Coke ads or like ads for shoes or movies or some shit, then I think people are going to start fucking complaining again.
Yeah.
And to me, I feel like that kind of gets a little bit excessive too. It would be perfectly okay if it was a free-to-play game, which it's not. To get Street Fighter V, you have to pay full price, and then you have to pay for fucking microtransactions, and then you're putting ads into it. You know, it's getting out of control. You know, that stuff people would complain about when it's a free-to-play game and you had to see ads and you had to pay for microtransactions to get the content. And now, like, this is the best example for this being a problem, because it's the worst possible situation in almost every way. You pay full price for the game, you have to pay for pretty much half the cast of fighters. Like, you only get half of the characters to use for paying full price for the game, and then you have to buy everything else separately. And in addition to that, like, that's already annoying, but in addition to that, they're going to put ads in front of it? Like, this is a game that you bought full retail. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
Yeah, that's retarded.
I mean, I could kind of see where it's like, at least it's like content for the game in a way. Like, it's
that's the thing though, for now.
For now, yeah, exactly.
You know that this is just a test to see how people respond and to see where that goes. Like, if this does well enough that they start to generate more microtransactions because they're showing it to more people, then that's going to tell them that it works, right? Because they're advertising, sales are increasing, and if that works, then they're going to be like, oh, well, we're reaching people, so let's get these brand names in here and we can start charging advertisers to get more sales. I mean, why wouldn't they do that, right? It just makes sense. Why put that model into your game and not use it?
Yeah.
And that's going to be bullshit.
So go complain, everybody, because that's how we got loot boxes out of Monster Hunter thing.
Yeah, if we complain enough, things happen. It's proven. So, yeah. Fallout 76 continues to be the largest and smelliest garbage truck on fire. They're in the news pretty much every single fucking week. They're the new Telltale, only worse. I don't know if worse is the right way to look at it. It's a different problem, I guess. But the most recent patch brings some concerning implications. Data miners have revealed data that states lunchboxes are coming to Fallout 76. This was a term that was used in Fallout Shelter for loot boxes, which give you random items or powers. There's also data that says like XP boost, damage increases, carrying weight increases, all that stuff is coming. That could all be things that come out of like the lunchbox rewards or microtransactions, because these are all like, it sounds like they're temporary boosts. Things that you would buy or get out of a loot box, and you get to have an XP boost for a little while, or you have more radiation resistance for a little while, or more carrying capacity for a little while. Like, that's what it sounds like, and that kind of goes in line with the lunch boxes being loot boxes. So that's kind of concerning. If after everything that Bethesda has done, they go into loot boxes, that's going to be fucking crazy. People are going to fucking burn down the Bethesda building.
Rip Bethesda.
And that isn't even the only problem. Bethesda also released some holiday items that you can purchase using atoms, which is the in-game currency. And the problem is, if you want to dress up like Santa, it's going to cost you $20. Yeah, $20. 1/3 of the cost of the game at launch to dress up like Santa Claus. And if you factor in what the game's been selling for over the holidays, it costs 3/4 of the cost of the game, because the game's been selling for $30 and they're charging you $20 for a single outfit. Like, what the fuck is happening at Bethesda?
It's getting so bad and so normalized for this like nickel and dime content shit. Like, I'll even say, even with Monster Hunter, it's kind of bullshit, because like I went to go add all of the extra stuff from the game to my cart just to see, because like for the machinima's sake, I might want some extra gestures and all the extra outfits and stuff. So I put them all in my basket just to see like what would it cost me if I were to get all the extras. It was like, holy shit, it's like fucking more than buying a whole nother game.
Oh yeah, easily. And that's not even nearly the worst case scenario.
Fucking bullshit.
If you want all the outfits in Dead or Alive 5, you're literally going to spend about $400. It's fucking insane. I'm pretty sure there's 4 costume passes that are $100 a piece. And that's if you're getting the best deal. That's buying them all grouped together as a bundle. If you were to go and buy each individual costume separately, you would spend probably $1,000 or more.
Stupid.
I just wish there was a better business model, because I do like I understand that it's like there's still, I'm trying to think of something other than Monster Hunter, so you don't yell at me for talking about Monster Hunter, but like I like there's still a development team working on a game to like add more content and release new things and create new things for it. And I understand that costs a lot of money, so they have to figure out a way to continue to pay these people. But I just wish there was a better business model than like nickel and diming us.
The thing is, there is a better way to do it, but I mean, it's a dangerous solution for the company and for the consumer, because the only way that they could circumvent all this bullshit is if they raise the cost of games. So, and to get them at the level that they need to be, you'd probably be spending $100 on a game.
That's what we're doing anyway.
But yeah, exactly. If you want everything a game has to offer, you're probably spending more than that. And people that are impulsive kind of get screwed, and people that have like just that kind of tendency to make these little impulse buys and things, they get really fucking screwed over, because they're invested in this game and they're having a good time, and it's like, oh, it's only $1, it's only $5, it's only this, it's only that. But when it's a games as a service model and you're playing that shit every day and you're doing that all the time, people end up spending stupid amounts of money on those games. So if you knew what you were getting yourself into, hey, this game costs $100, but I'm going to get everything it has to offer. I'm going to get the online, I'm going to get all the characters, I'm not going to have any advertisements. The developer has the money up front, I have all the content of the game. It's simple. It's not messy, it's not complicated, and it seems fair to the developer, because they're getting the money that they need to make the game, and the consumer's getting a game that's not a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
To me, like, I would buy less games. Everybody would. You would have to, because games are expensive, $100 a pop. You're going to have to cut back pretty significantly, but you'd be satisfied. You're getting what you're paying for, and you know what you're buying into.
I mean, it's true.
And if games start getting more like fucking Street Fighter, like if that becomes the norm, like I'm not even going to want to play games anymore if I've got to still pay the normal price for games, still buy extra content, still have to see ads. It's like, fuck. Why even deal with that? Like, it literally frustrates me when I boot up Street Fighter V and I go to select a character and fucking 50 or 60% of the characters have fucking locks on them. This isn't a free-to-play game. This is a game I bought. I gave you my money and you're not giving me all the game. It's really frustrating.
Or what you get is broken.
Not even or, and. Because every game that comes out now is broken on some level, some worse than others, but they're not taking as much care into developing games anymore because they know that they can day one patch them, or they can respond to feedback and patch as needed. You know, there's not as much of an importance on completing a game anymore. It's like, get it out and then deal with the consequences later.
Which is weird.
We get a broken game.
What's the point of testers then? If, like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, I'm sure that narrows things down, but they don't have to be as thorough. They don't have to pay them for as long to do as thorough of a job. But
it also makes me question how many are people even hiring testers anymore? Because when you get a game that's fucking so broken and unplayable, it's like, did anyone play test this? Like, did you have this play tested?
They were all drunk.
Yeah, or they like, yeah, or they just like, I don't know what the fuck is going on.
They just give it to their families and they're like, just play this and let me know if you see anything fucked up.
You see like the toddlers sitting in a room chewing on their controller. And they're like, oh, they love it.
Which is weird because when you look at older games, like, I mean, even just look at some of the shit like the Nerd Plays and stuff, it's like, I mean, games used to be fucking broken as shit back then too. I mean, like, think of all the Nintendo games and stuff that you could think of that are like fucking unplayable, just horrible garbage. Like, most people probably don't get past the first stage because it's made so shitty you couldn't even. And those were like $70 games back then.
Yeah, but typically when you were buying like a game from like a AAA production company, odds are it's going to be mostly good.
But people back then didn't know about that
but
shit.
But even back then, so you're talking like SNES and
yeah, I'm talking about NES.
That was the infancy of video games. You can't really complain too much about that.
But like, people were paying like, I mean, games were like brand new, like $60 then. So with like taking into account that was like the 80s, it's probably more like $100 now, like equivalent to like $100.
Sure, yeah. But nobody knew better. Like, that was, you got what you got. It's like, oh, this magical video game thing. You know what I mean? Like, it was so new and
yeah,
we were still wrapping our heads around the concept of what a video game was and what was acceptable and what wasn't, that we weren't even looking at that kind of shit. But like, once we were in PlayStation 2, like further down the road, developers understood that they have one window, they better fucking make it good, because once they press it onto a disc, there's nothing that they can do. So they spent the extra time and money and man hours to get it to where it needs to be, or as close to as they can, before they wrapped it up. But now, that's not the mentality anymore. Like, now they know, well, we have a direct internet connection to everybody's console, so we'll do whatever we can to get it done and hit our deadline, and then we can just fix it through patches. Because this is what PC gaming has been since the beginning. Like, that's commonplace and normal as a PC gamer. You know you're going to get a broken game and they're just going to patch it. But the whole point of having a console was that you don't have to deal with that shit. You know that you're getting a game, you can put it in, it plays, and there's no problem. Like, it's consumer friendly. That's the whole point of a console. If you can't do that, if you don't have that insurance anymore, why even play on console anymore?
Consoles are getting more and more like PCs anyway, where it's like you have to fucking install the game not even on your disc.
Exactly. And 9 times out of 10, if not every single time, there's a day one patch. So it's a fucking computer. Fucking stupid video games. But there's a good video game coming out.
What's that?
Onimusha HD Remaster.
Hell yeah!
It came out in Japan this month, and it comes out next month in the US. And if you like Onimusha, and you want to see it come back, or even if you just like old school survival horror and you want to see other survival horror games get the HD treatment, you need to buy this game. It's out in Japan, and if you want a physical cartridge on the Switch, you can get that from Japan. And there's also collector's editions that you can get on PS4 and Xbox One if you import it. Otherwise, it comes out in North America on January 15th on disc for PS4 and Xbox One, and then digital only on Switch for America. Plus, it's only $20. So support survival horror. Don't be a monster. Just pre-order it for the love of God. And if you don't know what the hell Onimusha is, it's basically Resident Evil, but you're a samurai in feudal Japan. So, boom. What more could you possibly want?
Zombies.
But I mean, if these HD remakes of like survival horror type games continue to do well, Capcom has already expressed their interest in doing more of these. So as long as the sales are there, they'll continue to bring more games back. And if they do really well, it might actually get them to make a sequel.
I hope they do Haunting Ground and Clock Tower 3.
Oh, that would be so amazing.
Yeah, Princess.
And eventually they'll get there. Like if they run through their bigger franchises and they all do well, there's nowhere left to go but to start bringing out these like fucking random smaller games and see how they do and just bring them to a new audience.
Dino Crisis.
Yes, Dino Crisis. And like I said, the more important thing is if these do really well, you might see sequels that you may never see otherwise. You might see a new Dino Crisis or Onimusha or Haunting Ground 2 or something. That would be amazing. So support these remakes. Do it. Buy physical. Good job. But yeah, that's there's some other more long-winded news items, but we'll do that next week because we're running kind of over. And I'm fucking exhausted and I can't read or speak and my voice is like blah. So we're going to just move on. And we'll cover those next week when I'm not a fucking zombie. But yeah. So as this episode comes to a close and Christmas rears its ugly face, what do you guys have coming up? Holiday plans, upcoming stuff, and so forth? We kind of talked about holiday plans already, but what you got coming up? Jazz?
I've been waiting all week for this.
Oh boy. And yeah, we had a couple of news items from you guys too that you can just hold on to and we'll carry that forward to next week. But anyway, continue.
Remember how I told you I was working on a new project and it was a game that I found on my Steam library that I apparently had either bought or downloaded for free. No idea. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey, this might make a good machinima. So I started recording and I started on that and then instantly stopped.
No! Why do you keep doing this to me?
Listen.
It's like, so I started a project and then I stopped.
Because this time I have a good reason.
Fine.
So I found I had bought like years ago this really shitty like $30 capture device from Amazon, and I had plugged it into my Xbox 360 because I say 360 because there's another Xbox before that. And it was like
plus that's what it's called.
Yeah.
I don't know what else you would call it.
Garbage image, and like it just wasn't working with the HD. Well, there's no HDMI, so it has the 3 colors.
Ooh,
and it wasn't
composite?
working. And it was,
or is it component?
Yeah, I don't know. There's honestly just 2 colors.
Yeah, it's got to be component.
So I was like, well, what about like old generation consoles? So I plugged in just for fun my PS1, and it looks like a PS1. Like it doesn't change the image.
So it looks like shit.
Image is already all butts anyways, so it's like it doesn't alter it. It doesn't make it garbage. So I'm like, that opens up a whole new world because now I can plug in PS1 and PS2.
I see your little Aladdin reference there. Good job.
It wasn't supposed to be.
I know. Continue.
Shut up, Will Smith. Go back to Fresh Prince.
Wow.
Complain about your dances.
Oh shit! Full circle. I didn't even realize that.
Copyright. So I have finished writing the script for episode 2 of The Residence, and we'll start recording footage as of next week.
The whole script?
The whole script for episode 2.
Well, yeah.
Oh, it's really funny because like I started once The Residence came back, I was like, oh my god, I went full retard to like slip back into that mindset.
Well, you have to. That's what The Residence is.
I haven't. Yeah, exactly. It's like Irrelevations Jill, but worse. So I haven't reached out to Max and
people
Josh,
out there are like, is that possible?
It is though. It's, oh my god, like I have to shut my brain off completely. I've already told Shayla, so she knows all about this. But basically,
you don't even know what you say until you go back and watch the final video.
I had 11 scenes written down, and I only had I had 7 or 8 left to write. So I told Shayla, I'm like, hey, I wrote one more. Do you want to read it? And she's like, yeah, I'm just gonna get breakfast or something. She was just, the whole time I was waiting for Shayla, I wrote the whole script. I just started, and then my brain went oh my god, I remember this. So that's all done. It's ready to get recorded, footage. I'll do the editing as much as I can, and then.
Hi, Rebecca.
And now since you said you can record PS1, you can actually record it now, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I can record the footage myself.
Yeah.
That's what that same day I was I messaged you, and by the time you got back to me with the other one, I was like, oh no, I'm not doing that right now. I want to focus on the residents.
You need to give me more information, because the way that you phrase it, it's I started a thing, and it's canceled.
It was because I wanted to catch you, and then I was like, I'll tell him on the podcast.
Oh, fine.
So I was like, hey, the residence is coming back for real this time.
Woo!
Yay! Celebration! Wow.
Hey Shayla, it's a race. Who can release a machinima first, you or me?
Oh shit.
She's gonna win because hers is Monster Hunter. She's on there anyway. Yeah. All she has to do is ooh, save footage.
Actually, I'm putting a lot of as far as making sure that I'm trying to go super extra on mine. I've been doing.
It just dawned on me just from what you've told. I don't even know everything about this machinima, but from what you've told me, you're taking on a lot for this being your first machinima.
Yeah.
You might have wanted to scale back a little bit on your first one.
Don't scare her away.
I'm not. I'm just saying, it's awesome, but don't be doing too much.
Okay.
On. Shh.
And you can evolve it too. Don't.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to not do some things on the first couple of episodes, and just kind of as you get comfortable start to integrate them. Yeah. As you go.
So far, it doesn't sound the worst part she had was coming up with the characters.
It sounds like you're making good progress. So, I mean, if you continue to do so, then go for it.
Yeah. Right now, my biggest hurdle is just having a 4th consistent player to puppeteer Dirk.
I am going to help you. Shut up.
Okay.
Stop playing Monster Hunter, but I'll help you play Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's a reason.
We're helping you a lot, too, because basically the two of us are writing our own characters, and then Shayla's going by that, and she's like, what if they did this, too? And we're like, yeah! And then, bam. Less thinking.
Yeah, I've come up with some really cool ideas for Jazz and the other character that both of them have really liked, and I've been able to integrate into the story. So I've been, I've come up with, lots of ideas to pull from. And I've been trying to make sure I've been really good about telling people no, let's just focus on the first episode right now. Even when people come up with ideas for later stuff, I was that's cool. I write everything down, but I'm we do need to make sure that we have the first episode is priority, and making sure that the first episode comes out is my priority. So I'm not allowing myself to get sidetracked with what everything I want to do. I'm making sure to focus on getting a first episode out first and developing it as it goes.
Awesome. You're running out of time.
No pressure. Oh yeah, am I supposed to talk about what I'm doing? Is that my,
no, Jazz was still going, I think, and then you just fucking rudely took over, but that's fine.
My bad.
No, that was pretty much it, I think.
Okay, fine, I take it back.
Anything else.
I was defending your honor and you ruined everything. Good job.
I have no honor. Only ketchup.
But ketchup is honor.
And honor is ketchup. Full circle.
Shayla.
So my goal is to have I'd like to have a first episode by MagFest, and if I can't do that, I would like to have
for the people listening.
What's that?
When is that again for people's time frame?
By January 4th, I would like to have at least if worst case scenario, I'm looking at least kind of a little short to kind of introduce the series and what it's about, and kind of a little maybe more a, I don't want to say teaser or trailer, because it'd be more it's little standalone hey, this is what I'm doing and this is what to kind of expect from the series sort of thing, because I do want a longer
trailer.
Yeah, an introduction, because for the first episode I did want to do 15-20 minute episodes, and I'm not sure with unless we can get some puppeteering done this week, I might not be able to do a first episode, but I could at least have out like the little introduction to the series by January 4th.
I'm off all week.
Yeah, so
to the Yakumobile.
And then of course, like I said, what I'll have going for me is I'll be at MagFest all weekend. So if you're going to that, definitely like say yo comments.
I'm not. I don't know about Shaun.
Wow.
Well, I mean, even just for the listeners. Yeah, I was kind of even hoping to maybe have something like, even if I can just like pass something out to kind of tell people about the machinima or something. But yeah, that's all I really got planned, is just working on my Monster Hunter machinima. And I am going to be playing Monster Hunter a lot because they have the Arch Kluve Teroth going on right now. So if you do play Monster Hunter, there's some really wicked, awesome weapons going on right now.
You're the worst.
I'm going to work on my machinima, but I'm also going to play the game all day.
Don't get distracted.
I won't.
Keep your eye on the prize. I believe in you.
Yes.
No. Cool. Awesome. I'm looking forward to what you come up with. And I'll see if I can help you record some stuff
that would be
this week.
Cool.
I also need your help.
Oh, God damn it. I would help you.
I just need music. I need music.
Oh, okay. That's easy. I can help with that. But, yeah. So I've been kind of prepping a bunch of shows and video ideas that I've had. There's just tons and tons of shows and series and one-offs and all kinds of shit that I've been just itching to make. So since I've had some downtime, I've kind of been going through that and compiling some of the things that I want to do sooner rather than later, and just kind of working up like outlines and basic structure and stuff like that for these videos, so that I have some awesome stuff to start off 2019 with. So yeah, 2019 is going to be a very warty year. So yeah, it's gonna be great. Lots of new stuff, lots of stuff. Well, not lots of stuff, but a couple things wrapping up, new things happening, finally finished days, all that good stuff.
Woo!
Yeah. But yeah, so we ran super over. I kind of figured we would with the topics that we were talking about, and my zombie-ness getting in the way. But yeah, so thanks for joining us this week, everybody. Have yourself a merry little Christmas, or a happy Christmas, as everyone in 2018 seems to be saying. Also,
it's not happy Christmas. It's happy winter holiday greetings.
Jesus. Also, happy holidays and happy whatever you celebrate this time of year. We have one more episode to go before 2018 comes to a close, so we'll be here then, and we hope that you will be too. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.